Very little is known about the Sea Dogs, especially when we consider that they are the first and most recent trading company to be set up and disbanded in the game's life cycle. We'll go over their origins and how they affected the history of the Sea of Thieves before they were disbanded 4 years after the events of the game begin. The Sea Dogs' origins began shortly after DeMarco and Lesedi Singh arrive in the Sea of Thieves. This happens over 8 years before the start of the game, as their first voyage to the Sea of Thieves occurs before the events of Heart of Fire. They are both twins who happen to be the Pirate Lord's children. They venture to the Sea of Thieves to recover one of their father's legendary treasures. This treasure was a pistol, one of a pair that would prevent any guns from being fired in its immediate vicinity. The other pistol was in Rowena's tavern outside of the Sea of Thieves. The tavern was named after that pistol, the Unfired Pistol. While the twins' story is much more extensive and worthy of its own video, like many things in Sea of Thieves lore, all you need to know is that after this voyage, they decide to work together to honour their father's legacy. This is on account of a note asking the twins to become legendary pirates, so that they may see Ramsey again. Lesedi heads back to Molly of the Merchant Alliance, and DeMarco sends his crew to Madame Olivia of the Order of Souls. Both seek the two companies' support in order to set up their own operation, this operation being the Sea Dogs Tavern and Arena. DeMarco and Lesedi decide to demolish a fort they captured from Captain Flameheart in the middle of the Sea of Thieves. When the plans are finalised, they begin to construct a new tavern around 1 year after the game's events begin. Lesedi could be seen outside of the tavern before its completion. When the anniversary update released a year after the game's events begin, the Sea Dogs Tavern and Arena is open for business. The arena was created as a means for pirates to battle it out for silver, gold, and glory. Pirates would meet at certain areas of the map, with crews battling it out to sink each other or retrieve maps to earn points. The winner was declared after time had run out, with the victor being the crew with the most silver. The idea was to create a competitive sport for pirates to fight one another. Both siblings loved a good fight, with DeMarco being the front man of the operation and Lesedi being the brains behind it. DeMarco loved the pageantry and Lesedi loved the fighting. 3 years later, without warning, the tavern and the arena was closed. While this was a decision from the developers based on the popularity of the arena mode, this was weaved into the lore. DeMarco was visited by his father, who had an important task of him. It was then DeMarco would reconsider his place on the Sea of Thieves. He'd witnessed the rise of the Reaper's Bones and the return of Flameheart. It was time to get back on the waves. It's possible DeMarco had seen what had become of the Sea of Thieves and wished to do something about it. Nonetheless, the Sea Dogs were officially disbanded and the arena, the tavern, was closed. There are 3 key individuals in the Sea Dogs. DeMarco Singh is the son of the Pirate Lord. He's known for his love of fashion and showing off. He enters the Sea of Thieves in order to recover the missing cursed pistol left to the twins. Lesedi also heads off on the same journey, racing against DeMarco to earn her father's favour. Both twins are about 40 years old as of right now, as the current events of the game happen around 40 years after the Sea of Thieves was discovered. Ramsey's children were described as infants when he discovers the Sea of Thieves. DeMarco is eventually killed after the Pirate Lord asks him to be an envoy for him, in order to make peace with the Sirens. DeMarco refuses, realising what a silly request it was, and chose to leave on his own journey. It was at this point the Siren Queen kills DeMarco and plans to frame the Pirate Lord as a means to sow chaos above the waves. Lesedi is eventually captured by the Siren Queen when finding out the truth and is rescued by the player crew. After reconciling with her father, she vows not to rest until she rescues her brother from the Sea of the Damned. The third is Amaranta. Amaranta could previously be found outside the tavern in adventure mode, and mysteriously disappeared in the Smuggler's Fortune update. Funnily enough, this was round about the time plans were being executed to build the Reaper's hideout and free Captain Flameheart. Many believed this was due to Amaranta being the mysterious masked stranger. Amaranta had always believed herself to be above DeMarco and Lesedi. Her belief is that you should always crush your opponent's spirit without mercy, whereas the arena did promote healthy competition and sportsmanship. When the Sea Dogs disbanded, Amaranta was nowhere to be seen. This was due to the fact she joined the Dark Brethren and donned a mask matching the masked stranger. This semi-confirmed the speculation because she was indeed a masked stranger, but the rest of her tale is for another time. And that wraps up this very short episode. There's not really much to the Sea Dogs in terms of their faction history, but luckily we can dive into Lesedi, DeMarco and Amaranta later on. Make sure to subscribe for more lore videos and a variety video in the middle of the week. We have the Hunter's Call next, so look out for that. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.